After much study and debate, there is one thing I must tell you before it's too late. One thing I know for certain, and it's without any doubt, everything that's ever been said is, wait a minute. Anyway, welcome to John Ross Christmas Special 2008. And we're going to finish up 2008 before it's too late and remind everybody that it's the meaning of Christmas and where the name Christmas come from and who was the original bunny. Well, you'll understand when we tell the story. We're going to start already with once upon a time, about 250 million years ago, give or take 6 days, there was a tribe of bunnies. And these bunnies, they lived up in Scotland. And so did some bears, some rattlesnakes, and some hippopotamuses. Things were back 250 million years ago. Of course, Scotland wasn't a place completely other than Scotland, and there weren't even any Scots yet. So it was kind of stupid to call it Scotland, but it's so you know where it is. Anyhow, they were star watchers and sun watchers and moon watchers, and they became very they knew what to eat. They knew if they ate things that didn't taste good, that it was yucky. They knew if they ate things that tasted good, it was yummy. They knew if they ate things that killed you, that they shouldn't do it again. They knew if you ate things that made you really, really, really high, then you should do it with a friend. But alas, our story starts in a little town called In Between. And it was called In Between because it was a little hill, perhaps we would say, almost like a mountain, but it would be called a bunny mountain. It would not be a human mountain, but back then we were bunnies. And, hope I didn't give away anything. No, that's all right. It's all right for us to know that we were bunnies before we were become apes. And then at least we have something fluffy about us. Anyhow, they lived practically on the river, with the river to the north and the river to the south and to the east and the west, with an Iddy and a Bess. And anyhow, to the north lived the I better not talk about them. Are we going to get into that? Oh no, we're going to concentrate on Christmas. Anyhow, one day, Dr. Charlie, that was the girlfriend of Bunny Bill, she woke up and said, "Oh, why is it so dark today? Why is it so dark? I can't see past the hill, my friend. Why is it so dark?" Well, Bunny Bill, he was a clever fellow, and he said, "Well, I can tell you. It's because the sun's going down, and it's going down and down every day. But I can tell you, I was here last year, and the same thing happened. And at about this time of year, it started getting the other way again." And Dr. Charlie thought, well, really? She was young, she didn't remember the last time. And so, it was the 22nd, I believe, like it is today, and the bunnies, the two bunnies, they hopped up over the stones, over the raging river, which wasn't too raging because it was frozen, and got to the other side. And when they got to the other side, they hopped up the hill. And they kept hopping and hopping and hopping. And before you know it, it was the next day. And it was still darker still. because they were in a big dark forest. And in this dark forest was an eerie sound that the bunnies heard. Now, all the animals in the woods, they knew what that meant, because they knew about the elephant that they called Grit. And so they were all running, and the bunny said, "What?" And a fox came by and said, "You better pick it up." So they got to a running with all the other animals, and they got farther and farther up onto a hill. And on this hill, the elephants were all standing in a big circle, waiting for the arrival of the sun. And they were standing in most funny ways. They were standing with their trunks towards the sky, with their tails passing towards the next sky. And they were all singing to the sky. And they were singing something like this. I mean, they were better, they were more talented for sure. They had trunks built into their face. It wasn't some kind of piece of grass disgrace. Anyway, it went a little bit like this. But you remember the song. It goes like that.